If you're watching this video, well, there's something I want to talk with you about today. I'm pissed, actually. I'm pissed. I don't know if I can say that word here online. If I can't, well, sorry about it, but that's the way I feel. Uh, actually, several times with the world around us. And the thing is, well, stay tuned. I'm gonna talk to you about what I'm pissed at. So I live very close to a highway, and this highway I live close to is being expanded. Right, there's it is happening an expansion in that highway, and if I'm looking down, it's because I have here some paper. I mean, actually, it's my computer screen that I'm looking on. I'm cheating from the this thing I wrote here. This mock-up, I think, is the name of that. Well, you may have realized I'm not even native to English, but I'm trying to reach a larger audience into the world by saying that. So here it is. On the edge of this highway that is being expanded, is being on its way to be expanded. There lived some people in illegal settlements, right? These people, they didn't have legal documents, they didn't have anything actually for those homes of them, and yet they got new homes as a compensation, with everything included, paid by the government of my homeland here. I'm not gonna say which one is it right now, but you can try to guess by my accent and the way I speak English. It's not my native language. And okay, I'm not pissed that they got land, that they got new houses, because they deserved it. Because of a systemic flaw, they were failed by the system from the beginning. They were never granted the right or the opportunity to have a decent home and to have decent houses, because they didn't make enough money. They never had enough because of the flaw in the system itself. So it is actually good that they got new homes. They deserved it. However, what I'm pissed at is this injustice, this unfairness in the world. Because now let's transition to something else here. I have some people that I know them a little closely. Some of them are actually somehow distant relatives, and I'm talking about here three siblings. They have a land of their own, and that land is legally owned. They have documents, they have all of the papers and everything that make that land theirs, and yet they are being forced out of their land by the the federal highway department here in my country. They're being forced out of their land because a part of the highway expansion will hit their land, and as a compensation, they will give these three siblings, a ridiculously low paid amount of money as a compensation, and that money will not give them the opportunity to buy a new land, let alone rebuild the three houses they had each. See, I don't know if this happens in the country where you live or not, but the thing is, the world we live in is extremely, extremely unfair in a lot of other ways too. You know, I'm only talking about a highway expansion here that is working havoc here where I live. Of course, like I said again in the beginning of this, I mean a little previously in this video, I do believe that these people who were poor and they weren't granted an opportunity from the very beginning by the system, they were. It's actually good that they got these houses as a compensation. Actually, it wasn't even safe for them in the first place to be living on the edge of the highway because of trucks, heavy trucks, and everything. So now they got better houses, better land, at another at another neighborhood, at another place perhaps, which is a little safer than where they were living in the first place. But again, these people that are actually some of them, the three actually siblings, they're somehow distant relatives of my family. They owned their home, their houses, their three little houses, with years of struggle to build up each and every one of them brick by brick, and now they're being forced out because of this corrupt and unfair world we live in. And here, I'm not, pointing finger in whatever government at all. I didn't even tell you where I live, the country I live in. However, it is undeniable that these unfair um, practices happen in perhaps every country out there in the world. Let's see if I have something else here. I have to talk to you about this matter. Let's see here. My I think it's mock-up code, right? Let's see. Yeah, here. I actually have something here that I put here that I asked myself. Oh, I have a cat there sleeping. Yeah. So, uh, I asked myself. I wonder within myself, in my very heart. I have written here. What is the point of playing by the rules, paying taxes, trying to obey the law, if at the end of the day, those who were not playing by the rules, and again, let me make it clear, I'm not saying that they weren't playing by the rules because they wanted it so. They were not playing by the rules because, like I told you, the system itself failed them because they were never allowed an opportunity to make decent money, decent money um, to buy a land of their own legally and with documents and everything, and build up their houses. Because they were always, workers working paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. You know, so they were already failed by the system from the beginning. But again, in those who were with legally owned properties, doing everything by the law, they were punished. They were forced out of their home they've lived forever. Is that the way it is supposed to be? Really? So, what's the point of it all? What is the point of living? And here, I'm not saying that I hate my life. On the contrary, I love it. I love to be able to do everything that I do. You know, I love my life. I love the plans I have for it. Um, I love to be able to be speaking in this video in a language not mine, because English, even though I speak it, it is not my native language. So yeah, but I just can't cope. I can't tackle this, unfair practices held in a lot of other places besides my own country, because probably I'm risking in saying that here. I'm daring to say that probably this happened in other countries too. I just hope that someday these unfair practices and this corruption will falter, and we will have a better society, a better world, a better planet to live in. That's my hope for the future. Well, if you like this video, make sure you um, leave a thumbs up for us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I don't know if that's also right there internationally, but here where I live, they say hype the channel. So hype the channel if you like it. I didn't quite look properly on the camera here because I'm still new with that. But if you like the reflection I brought about today, make sure you leave us some comments too. See you in the next video. Bye bye.